Hi guys, it's Marine again and welcome back for Paper 2 AQA A-Level Law 2026 predictions. So in this video we are going to discuss tort law predictions. So in my previous video we covered criminal law and I roughly touched base on what question 9 could be in my last video, but in today's video we're going to focus on tort law. Just a reminder that these are just my predictions. Please do not heavily rely on the fact, and also do not sue me for negligent misstatement if they are not right, or even if they are correct. You need to make sure you are revising every single topic that is in the specification, every single topic your teachers have taught you, every single topic you have learned throughout the last 2 years, you need to revise. And if you are struggling with revision, you're struggling with content, just make sure follow the TikTok at Marine's Legal Life. There's lots of content there to support you guys with. The tort law exam, as a reminder, is on the 1st of June 2026 and it is an afternoon exam, so just make sure you guys are ready. A lot of students have a very love-hate relationship with tort law. I absolutely love tort law because of how short the content is. Compared to the other two papers, tort law is significantly smaller. So what that ideally means is you will be assessed on everything one way or another. For the predictions for tort law, my biggest advice is just revise everything because it will come up some way. However, I've narrowed down what the bigger questions could be just based on my predictions from last year that I made on my TikTok, and also just based on trends and patterns that I found throughout the years. What is so crazy is that question 11 last year for the tort law paper, I apparently got that 100% correct, which I was really shocked to hear. So what I think it could be this year is, I think question 11, a 30 marker, could be about negligent misstatement and vicarious liability. The reason why I think it could be that is also because it didn't come up last year, and also subsequently it does come up every 2 years. So the last time it came up was 2024, so it kind of makes sense it could come up again. I also think question 11, I did give the correct ELS question because it linked with last year's topic. So last year's topic was nuisance, Rylands v Fletcher, and then something about an injunction. I predicted all of that to come up and it did come up last year. So for this year, what I think it could be is, if it's negligent misstatement and vicarious liability, the question for the English legal system part would be about vicarious liability and something about understanding the nature or its purpose. That is what I believe question 11 could be. I also think maybe as an alternative question 11, it could maybe be just simple negligence with psychiatric harm. And for that ELS question, it would ideally be something along the lines of the factors governing the objective standard of care in an action for negligence. So those are two potential 30 marker questions that I think could come up. For question 10, I do think it will be occupiers liability. That didn't come up last year, and what I mean by occupiers liability is the 1957 lawful visitors and also the 1984 trespassers. So I do think they both could come up, only because last year OLA came up in question 8 and question 9. It didn't come up as a 30 mark question, and I feel like OLA is usually a good question to use for a 30 marker. So that's what I think question 10 could potentially be. And let's go back to our question 9. So question 9, we all know, is that question that a lot of students despise. But what I think it could be is morality. Like I said, if it's fault in paper 1, it would most likely be morality in paper 2. And what I think morality will be paired with is Rylands v Fletcher. The reason why I would say it's Rylands v Fletcher is because there's a lot of principles in the laws of Rylands v Fletcher when you go through each section where it kind of agrees and disagrees with the principles of morality. So I do think that could potentially be this year's question 9 for tort law. And also, just going back to question 9, why I do think it's Rylands v Fletcher. Rylands v Fletcher has not been assessed as a question 9 question before. And then for question 8, I think it could be, for the 10 mark question, a nuisance question, only because nuisance is just one of those questions. It does have quite a few elements in it, so it kind of makes it quite good for it to be a 10 mark question. And another pattern I noticed throughout the last few years is ideally the questions that are in the 30 markers, in the latter of the other years, it ends up becoming the smaller questions. So it ends up becoming a 5 marker or a 10 marker, or even in question 9. So that's why, because last year's question 11 was nuisance and violence v Fletcher, that's why I think this year it can come up in the smaller questions. And I know last year it was OLA for the smaller questions, so potentially OLA can come up in the big questions as well. And if you guys do struggle with question 9, feel free to contact me on my TikTok at Marine's Legal Life. I do cover a lot of content when it comes to question 9, and we'll be releasing a lot more videos in support of that. And yeah guys, that is pretty much it for tort law. Just a reminder, tort law is significantly shorter in content. There is much more less topics you need to revise. Remember to revise all of the topics properly. Thank you guys for watching the video, and all the best. Good luck for the exams. Honestly, just make sure you guys power through. Never leave any question blank. Even if you have no remote clue what the question's asking you to do, just write something, because something is better than nothing. I hope to see you guys in my paper 3 predictions, and good luck for the rest of your A-level exams.